Folks, welcome to an all-new So Bad It's Good. This is your pal Ryan, and this is your Friday episode. We've done it once again, folks. They said we couldn't do it, but we finished another week. But don't worry, we got new episodes over the weekend. We got Patreon episodes. We got tons of crap if you need something for your ears or for your eye holes if you're watching this on YouTube. And by the way, if you don't go visit our YouTube, go visit, subscribe. I guess you're supposed to hit the like button and comment and do fun things like that. But don't be nasty. That's like the one thing. How are you? Are you guys okay? So this is going to be a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills episode 12 recap. Another doozy of an episode. Beverly Hills continues to be my least favorite show on Bravo, and it kills me. We always have really fun recaps of these episodes, but man, when I watch it, I feel like I've never legitimately looked at paint drying. I just always you always say, oh, that's so boring. It was like watching paint dry. And I knew that vernacular, but I truly feel like this would be watching paint dry. It's like I'm waiting for the moment that this cast gels in some way. You got people like Rachel Zoe out there doing the Lord's work. You got Dorit's out there. Man, I wish they let Dorit just smoke through the entire episode every time she's on screen. If she was chain smoking, let's cut her loose. But you got Kyle bringing the show down with her normal ways. Erica's barely cognizant half of the time. Sutton is there. I mean, Jennifer Tilly is really fun when we get her. Kathy Hilton is really fun when we get her. Bose is very a stable force, but I want to bring in some new Amanda, what a kook. I mean, I wish Amanda truly worked well with anyone because she's such a fascinating character and she provides some excitement. I feel true anxiety when I watch Amanda, and I mean that complimentary. I do. I feel automatic anxiety. And also, listen, I knew the manifestation biz was good, but I didn't know how good. She's talking about her wedding, spending upwards of $500,000 and renting out towns and buying out hotels. How much? There can only be so much manifestation. If we're paying you all the money for manifestation, how are they making the money if they're paying you all the money? It feels like a weird pyramid scheme where only Amanda gets rich. Sorry, Amanda, if you're listening, just a thought. So there's all of these elements, and in this one, they travel to Italy, and that was kind of exciting. I was like, ooh, look at the trees. That's what I do when I watch it. Ooh, look at the pretty castle, the estate that they're in. That's nice. That's very nice. I'm looking at the finger sandwiches. I'm just looking at the background half the time. And then I'm taking notes on the whole damn episode. But I'm just how? It's just this puzzle that I never want to finish because I get bored with the puzzle, I feel like it's a pandemic puzzle. It's my mom got really into puzzling during the pandemic, and I tried to do a puzzle, and I was like, I don't think puzzles are for me. This is pretty boring. That's what Beverly Hills has turned into. Now, like I said last week when we recapped, some of you guys love Beverly Hills. Some of you, it's your favorite show on Bravo. And what I say to that is I say, good. We should all have differing opinions. Nobody's opinion is better than anybody else's opinion, except for mine. No. It's we all have different thoughts. These are just my thoughts. These are just my feelings. These are how I look at it. And when I get bored, I tend to get a little stir crazy. So these episodes usually are a little more unhinged. So I want to warn people in advance. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. If you are on this cast or if you work for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I ask kindly that you do not listen. I don't aim to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm a sensitive soul myself, believe it or not, but we got to have fun here. Now, before we do that, we got to talk. I need to borrow money. No, I need one of the audience to give me their social security number and their mom's maiden name. Okay. I swear to God, I will pay you back. No, we need to talk about Summer House. And even when I just said that right now, my stomach just twisted into knots because And we've talked about this, and I've shot this down now over the last couple of weeks. I shot it down most recently in our Summer House recap with Tom Hamlet, which hopefully you checked out on Thursday. I love Tom Hamlet. What a good guy. I really enjoy working with him. Anyways, there's this rumor, as Meredith Marks would say, that lovely Amanda Batula and cool guy Wes Wilson that they are potentially knocking boots. Knocking boots. That's slang for having to sex, having to hippity dippity, or that they're seeing each other. And I was like, no. And I've said, no, it's Wes Wilson's friend I think she's hooking up with. No, that's crazy. No, there's no way. There's no way. No possible way. No possible way. And some of you out there might be saying, Ryan, how could you be so sure? Remember how wrong you were when Scandival first broke? And then remember when you found out you were wrong and it threw you in a psychosis for 6 months where every episode you were like, what's up, dude? It's me, Tom Sandoval, dude. Oh, I can't believe Raquel, dude. I can't believe Raquel was in a jacuzzi with Tom Sandoval. I can't believe that. Oh my God, if this is true, I need Kin. I need Kin to show up to the summer house. Oh, Kyle, I can't believe Wes Wilson is hooking up with Amanda in the summer house. Oh, I can't believe that. I lost my mind during Scandival. I can't do that again. I'm about to be a new dad. I can't have the birth of my daughter coincide with us finding out the truth that Amanda Batula and Wes Wilson are doing the hippity dippity. So today, I went and got acupuncture because I think I've told you my neck and my back have been fucked up. I've never done acupuncture in my life, and I've been doing it over the last couple of months, and it's been good. But it's weird. They stick a bunch of needles in there, and it's really intense, and it kind of sets your back and your neck on fire for the day of. But I get out of the old acupuncture, and I check my phone, and I have a bunch of text messages. I have text messages from like Sophie Ross and Kaya from Bravo We're Black, and it's they all are sending me this Demois Instagram post, this Demois item, and it says, oh, did she take it down? No, it's here. It says, sneaky link in the Hamptons. Amanda and West allegedly play handsy under Kyle's nose. And the caption reads, you might have already heard, because word's spreading, that Amanda Batula and Wes Wilson are allegedly hooking up. Why is everyone talking? Apparently, they're telling people. Sources say it's casual. And if you follow Sunday Spotted, you might have noticed West is seen with different women weekly in New York City. Still, at a recent event, they were openly flirty, allegedly even holding hands under the table with Kyle, Amanda's ex-husband, right there. And so I immediately shot down this rumor to Sophie and Kaya and a couple other people. I said, no, it's not true. No, it's not true. No. And I was in this acupuncture bliss. And I get home and I post, it's not true. I say, this isn't true. I even comment. I comment on Demois' post. This isn't true. No. And then I'm friendly with Demois. I've always liked Duke Smoy. I know Demois has been so good to me and has been on the show so many times over the years. I really, really like her a lot. And she DMs me. I don't DM her. And she DMs me and just writes, it's true. And I wrote in all capitals, no way! What the F? This is insane! And she wrote back the emoji with the lady with the hands up by the head, like, what can I tell you? And then I wrote, I'm guessing if you know, then one of the main players confirmed. I'm so bummed about this. I like both of them a lot, but this is messy. And Demois wrote, many people know about this. And I wrote back, Bravo is about to mint money. Bravo's like, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. What do we even call the Scandival? What is Scandival, Westival, Wes Wilson of all, Amanda Batula of all? My brain is broken after watching that episode of Beverly Hills. We got to think of a good name if this is true. So that's, like I've had a lot of conversations with Demois over the years. There are a bunch of things that I've checked with her on. There are a bunch of things that she is dead on right about. And I do know for a fact, and I think she's talked about this, a lot of the cast members from Summer House are in her DMs, have given her information. A lot of things, even though this cast is really good about usually not leaking things, I do know. And just because somebody says things to Demois doesn't mean they're leaking things. But anyways, she would have access. And I sat with this. Sat with this, and it made me feel bad. I felt bad, you guys, because I had also posted an Instagram post with the picture of a shoe, and I said, if this is true, I will eat this shoe. But listen, if this does turn out to be true, I'll eat the shoe. But I did say I'll saute it and like butter and herbs. I'll make it taste good. I'm not just going to eat a dry shoe. I'm going to put it with like spaghetti or something. But I'll stay true to my word. But Demois is swearing this is true. In my heart, this does not make sense at all. Because think about it. The storyline this season, obviously Amanda and Kyle, like they're on the outs. And we know they're done, right? We know. They split up. We watch it all happen on Summer House and then in the spinoff in the city. We know that. But so far the storyline on Summer House is that Wes Wilson is pissed at Jesse Solomon, and he's learning to use his big boy words to tell his feelings to Jesse that he is not okay with him making out with Sierra, even though, as Sierra pointed out, that it is nobody's decision but hers on who she, like, nobody should be asked permission for anything. And Jesse, why don't you just ask me out on a date? We're BFFs. And we see next week, it gets even more intense between Wes and Sierra. And Wes wants to make out with her again. And he's feeling things for her. And he says their relationship was special. And so, not me, but a lot of you guys have been shipping a Wes and Sierra reunion. But I told you, not me. Even though I really like Wes. I do. And I like Sierra a lot. I like both of them. Just because I like two people doesn't mean I need to have them have sex. Or just even make out. Or even hug. So that's the storyline. But I've never, besides friendliness, I've never seen like a vibe with Wes and Amanda Batula. I mean, to be honest, though, I think Wes has a vibe with pretty much everyone. But I was like, okay. And then we had that thing that I talked about on this show where they all did hang out west. And the rumor was that Amanda was potentially seeing Wes Wilson's friend. And it wasn't Wes, it was Wes Wilson's friend. But Demois is saying, no, it's Wes Wilson. And Wes, haven't you learned? That is dark on so many levels. Like, listen, the Kyle thing, and how would Kyle, listen, I just saw these guys on February 8th, I think, on Super Bowl Sunday. I was on a boat with them. I didn't notice any tension. I mean, they were like 7 feet from each other. If something was going down, they kept it pretty profesh. I mean, and it was right before the episode where Kyle told all the guys at one of the outings that like Amanda smokes weed all the time and she's really lazy and stuff like that. Folks, we are here once again to talk about our good friends over at Quince. Do you like this blazer? Quince. So a thoughtfully built wardrobe comes down to pieces that mix well and last. And that is where Quince shines. You got premium fabrics, considered design, and everyday essentials that feel effortless to wear and dependable even as the seasons change. They have everything that lasts. You got lightweight cashmere sweaters. You got short-sleeved Mongolian cashmere polos, linen bottoms and shorts, tees, and 100% Pima cotton and European jersey linen. So these are all versatile pieces that make a wardrobe actually work season to season. And they do that by working directly with top factories that cuts out the middleman. You're not paying for brand markup or fancy retail stores, just quality clothing. The cashmere is 100% Mongolian, the same stuff that luxury brands use. The Pima cotton is long staple, which means it stays soft and doesn't pill. And the European jersey linen is breathable and lightweight. Everything is built to hold up to regular wear and still look good. Their clothing is rated between 4.5 and 5 stars by thousands of people wearing it every day, and they only partner with factories that meet rigorous standards for craftsmanship and ethical production. So, right now, go to quince.com/SoBad for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's a full year to build your wardrobe and love it, and I can guarantee you will. And it's now available in Canada, too. So don't keep settling for clothes that don't last. Go to quince.com/SoBad for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/SoBad. But I talked to both of them. I'm sorry to bum you guys out. I'm never like, hey, Wes, who you fucking, man? I'm not that guy. I should have been, though. Damn. I didn't think anything of that day except that it was pretty fun, and it was, and by the way, Kyle was wearing his wedding ring still. So that's February 8th. We're at March 5th right now. We're doing detective work right now. So then Rebecca points this out to me too. Is that, what date was February? Okay, February 13th, 2026. On Threads, Sierra Miller posted, "Girls that move weird make my fucking skin crawl." And a lot of people assumed, including myself, that this was about Sally Carson from Southern Charm, because Page Six printed an article on February 10th that Sally Carson and Kyle Cook were hanging out. Sally Carson has since said that is not true at all. But this is why I hate these things, because then I go on this conspiracy theory rabbit hole. But what if February 13th is when Sierra found out that Amanda was potentially dating West? And then I go online. And Sierra does a couple Instagram stories, but she hasn't posted on her Instagram feed since mid-February. Okay, she hasn't posted on her Instagram feed since mid-February. Sierra Miller. Okay, Sierra Miller last posted on her Instagram feed February 16th. And it was a L'Oreal Paris ad. Like, she had to post it. She was paid to post it, obviously. And then Amanda Batula has been posting a lot on Instagram. She's living her best life. She had a great article in Marie Claire. Never thought I was a Marie Claire man until this week. I love that article with Amanda Batula. If you didn't, check it out. It's great. But I noticed that Sierra hasn't liked any of Amanda Batula's photos in a very, very long time, even the ones that she is in. But I don't know Sierra Miller's liking habits. That's where I don't know if there's an app that tells you when somebody's liked something last, but I was going back months and months and months, and I couldn't find any likes on Amanda Batula's post from Sierra. So maybe Sierra's just a stingy Instagram liker. We all have those friends. They're like, you never like anything of mine. I'm kind of I don't really see a lot, so I might be so Sierra could be that. I'm going to give her that out. Or maybe right around the mid-February. See this? I hate that I'm starting to believe this. What if around mid-February is when everybody found out? And then I thought, isn't it weird that they don't have a Summer House after show on Peacock? We have one for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We have one for Southern Charm. We have one for a bunch of shows. We have one for Below Deck even. We don't have one for Summer House. And that's weird, because Summer House would be a great after show. They did a bunch of after show episodes last season. Unless they couldn't do an after show because everybody doesn't talk to each other anymore because of West and Amanda Batula knocking boots. But in my head, I was like, they're not doing the after show because it's too painful for Kyle and Amanda. Even though Kyle and Amanda seem like they're okay. They seem like they're still commenting on each other's Instagram photos and all of that. And then I noticed West wasn't really liking a lot of Sierra's photos and I don't know, you guys. The only constant is Jesse Solomon seems to be liking everybody's photos still, so we're safe there. And Lindsay was on Watch What Happens Live a couple weeks ago and was asked, who do you think is going to date first, Amanda or Kyle? And she said, Amanda. And she said, oh, definitely Amanda. How do you know definitely Amanda? Would they? Guys, at first I was like, oh, shit, well, Summer House will go on forever then. But then I was like, no. This tears families apart. We saw what it did to Vanderpump Rules. We've seen what it did to Vanderpump Rules. Something's up. I hate to sound the alarm right now. And Dumois on our comment on that post said, I don't know what the big deal is. Amanda Batula is amazing. She deserves the world. Shouldn't everybody be happy for her? But Dumois also says, I don't watch Summer House. But Dumois also was the one that got all of the rumors and all of the sightings about Kyle with other women. So of course, but by the way, we all want Amanda to be happy, but would you date would you date somebody from the cast? Is Wes Wilson going to move into the bedroom where Kyle was in and he's going to wake Amanda Batula up at 3 a.m. in the morning? Or maybe maybe it's just hey, We like to feel each other's bodies. It's not a big deal. Like maybe they're just grown-ups that way. Maybe I shouldn't even. Maybe it's just like we like each other's flesh. That's gross what I just said, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what it is. And right, listen. Hey, I'm a hippie. Free love, right? Let's explore each other's bodies. Don't anybody pull that as a sound clip. But you would do that with somebody that is that close with you guys? Your castmates? This can't be true. This can't be true. But at the same time, think about it. Wes Wilson is potentially the same vibe, just younger as Kyle Cook in a different way. Like Kyle when he was younger, and so like he's a fun guy. He's a fun guy. He was the life of the party. And Wes is kind of like a different generation life of the party. So maybe that's like one of the attractions. He seems like he genuinely is nice, always checking in on everybody. Seems like a nice guy. But then how would Sierra feel about that? Guys, I can't believe I'm a grown man. I've done 18 minutes on this. This is how I feel like the bottom dropped out of my world. Just because I know, like, we just celebrated the 3-year anniversary of Scandal. This is the time. Is this some sort of like weird, like lunar eclipse where like weird shit happens in the Bravo universe? And because West is still sowing his wild oats, Dumois said he's in Sunday Spotted with a bunch of different females. Amanda's just not another female. Amanda's worked too hard to find her bliss. I don't know. How I'm probably, because Rebecca was like, oh no, it's great. It's totally true. It's great. And I hope she's happy. I do hope she's happy. I'm not saying but I'm just saying this. I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know, I was pretty positive no. And then throughout the evening, I've started to change my thought, and I thought it's possible. Listen, I didn't think Scandal was possible. It happened. And I don't know. And I don't know. I'm not the kind of guy that reaches out to these people. You know that. I tell you that. Like, I'll like people's photos and stuff, but I don't like DM and like look, get information. But like Wes does follow me and Amanda does follow me and Kyle, like, should I? Oh, KJ, the new guy just followed me last night. Should I hit him up? Like, why am I whispering? Hey, should I DM Andy? Like, I don't know. I'm losing my mind. Okay. You know what? Enough of this. We got Beverly Hills. We gotta, let's escape these youthful weirdos from the Hamptons and let's go to older ladies from Beverly Hills. I mean, let's also be honest. They don't even live in Beverly Hills. Older ladies from the Encino area and beyond. Okay. Let's get into that. I'm going to pause real fast. I gotta get a warm compress. Okay, I'm back. I'm okay. I took a minute and I'm going to get off this conspiracy theory. Okay, this is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, folks. Episode 12, season 15. My God. It's called Arrivederci, Beverly Hills. Goodbye, Beverly Hills. We're going to the Italy. And then I'm watching this on DirecTV. That's not a plug, by the way. That's just actually how I watched it. And the description, usually they don't have a description. It'll usually just be like, ladies with an affluent lifestyle in Beverly Hills. And then tonight, they wrote a whole book in the description for this episode. It was like, after smooth sailing in the Hamptons, tensions rise when Dorit discovers Kyle has been talking behind her back. And then I was like, okay, good. And then it keeps going. Rachel sits her boys down to discuss her divorce. I'm like, okay, good. It keeps going. Amanda throws herself into planning her extravagant wedding. I'm like, we have enough. That's good. No, they continue. Bose invites the girls to join her on a trip to Italy at Bellissima Tuscan Villa, where Sutton learns that no good deed goes unpunished. I mean, that's a fucking book. You just spoiled the whole episode before I started it. My God, it was a whole book. And then I was like, oh my God, is AI writing this? Did they switch over the descriptions to AI this week? And that's why it's like a full fucking page. We start off as we always do with previously on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Amanda's like, I'm getting married on 10/10/26. 10/10, guys, mark it down. 10/10/26 is Amanda's wedding. And then Kyle, remember, was in the Hamptons with Dorit and Rachel. And Kyle's like, oh my God, Dorit, how much did you buy? You're poor. You shouldn't be buying this much stuff. Remember, she bought like $5,000 at like Baby Gap. And then Kyle was like telling Bose on the FaceTime going, oh my God, today she was at the store shopping like crazy. I don't know if it was manic or OCD kicking in, which is always great when we diagnose somebody over a FaceTime call on national television. I don't know. I think she was in a psychosis, and I think there was bipolarity showing, and I think there was split personalities happening as well, Bose. But Bose is like, oh no. And then Rachel had a conversation earlier in the season with her kids going like, how are you and dad though? And Caius, her younger son, is like, well, most divorces are hard, Mom, but it's pretty chill though. I like him. And Rachel's like, you like him? Yeah, he's my dad. And Rachel is like, I thought through mediation, I thought through mediation, like it wouldn't be a public thing. Because remember, she got freaked out because the divorce was like made public and like Page Six and all of these things picked it up. But the kids were at camp, so hopefully they don't read Page Six at camp. But I went on a bunch of Boy Scout trips as a kid, and I was always reading Page Six. No, I wasn't. We would get these dirty joke books, you guys, and we would pass them around. It was like the dirty, like I remember a couple of like it was a lot of like what's grosser than gross. It was like what's grosser than gross? Kissing your grandma goodbye and she slips you the tongue. Hey-o! What's grosser than that? You sit on your grandpa's lap and he pops a boner. Hey-o! But if you're 12 years old, you're just like ha 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 with all your friends, in a tent. Sorry. Sorry. Anyways, we have a scene of Amanda in a talking head goes, manifestation works because Dorit is 3,000 miles away and not here at this party where I'm making Kathy Hilton journal about making money. I'm Kathy Hilton, and I'm journaling manifesting money because I don't have any. And then Sutton, remember, at that party was like, come on, Amanda Francis. You got to cop to it. You can't be such a wimp. Come on, I'm Sutton Brown. And Amanda's like, hey, you're in my house. Don't call me a wimp. Come on. And then we get the taglines as we always do. Rachel's, I die for fashion, but now I'm living for me. So I can't do this job anymore. I just had this thought. I was like, when does Dorit Kemsley's book come out? Because her book is called Unburdened, which is part of Dorit's tagline, like, I'm unburdened. And it's called Unburdened, a memoir. And it comes out June 2nd of this year. Like, that feels like bad timing. Like, wouldn't you want your book to come out like the last couple of weeks of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills being on air? That feels like a miscalculation. Then I'm on Barnes & Noble's website, and it says, from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Dorit Kemsley comes a candid memoir in which she reveals the unscripted moments that shaped who she is today. And there's like 4 paragraphs. You can really tell Dorit took a hand in this because it's really just, it goes on and on. It's like Dorit Kemsley has spent years cultivating a persona that exudes elegance, ambition, and confidence. But behind the designer labels and otherwise picture, perfect image lies a story of resilience, transformation, and self-discovery. Now for the first time, she's telling this story in full. Before the camera started rolling, Dorit was raised in a Jewish home in Connecticut, shaped by her family's international roots. But her early interest in fashion soon took her around the world for school and work, which later brought her back to New York City to launch her own global resort wear line. Along the way, a charming Brit, the man she once thought was the love of her life, swept her off her feet. Prince Charles. No, it was PK. With the effortless charm of a best friend, Dorit reminisces on her early... What? With the effortless charm of a best friend, Dorit reminisces on her early seasons as a real housewife, navigating new motherhood in the spotlight. She reveals the true story behind #Pantygate and #Puppygate. And the ups and downs of her #friendships with cast members across nearly a decade on the show. She delves into the fears and traumas she has long kept private, including the dissolution of her marriage to Paul P.K. Kemsley, a fat, bloated, alleged alcoholic, the terrifying home invasion that shattered her sense of security, and the pressure of living under constant public scrutiny. The people are after Dorit Kemsley, with candor, humor, and the kind of perspective earned only by a woman who has lived as a wife and mother on screen for 8 seasons and counting. Dorit recounts the lessons she's learned, the mistakes she's made, and the strength she's discovered in starting over, and wonders why that bitch Kyle can't be her friend, the friend that she needs. That was a mouthful, that description. My God, but I'm in. I'm gonna read the hell out of that. I told you I just read Lisa Rinna's book this week, and I really liked it. I don't think she can accept responsibility for anything she's done in her life, but I really, really liked the book. I highly recommend it. Okay, so we start off. We open on Beverly Hills, and there's a sign at Rachel Zoe's house, a poster board that says "Welcome Home, Sky," because Skylar, 14, Rachel's older son, is back home from camp, and he's like, "Oh, I got you a gift, Mom." And Rachel's like, "I hope that every woman in your life gets an orange box," because it's like an orange Hermes box. And she opens it, and she's like, "Oh my God, Sky, I die. I love this." And it's an Hermes uni bangle, $400. And she's like, "I'm going to freak out. I die." This 14-year-old bought his mom a $400 Hermes bracelet. Dude, when I was 12 years old, my dad gave me and my sister each like $20 at the mall to get my mom a birthday gift. And me and my sister both, like, we were such assholes. We spent like $15 on ourselves and then bought mom something like, it's one of the biggest regrets of my life. Like, but like this kid, $400? I bet the kid's like into Bitcoin and shit like that. He's like, "I gamble on Kalshi. I bet against my parents getting divorced and I came up big." So anyways, this kid, what a kid, man. But she's like, "Don't ever buy a random girl. Just don't buy any random girl an Hermes bracelet, okay?" And then we cut to some face place where Erica Jane's getting a free treatment. And some guy's like, "Girl, are you ready to get snatched?" Hell yeah. Think of it like shapewear for your face without a needle. It's got to be tight, bright, and light. And Erica's like, "It's got to be free, more importantly. Yeah, I'm in love." And you see some lady like punching her face. And then we cut to Sutton. And Sutton's in her like living room, I guess, and she has like a blue chair, like I don't know, probably like a $10,000 chair. It doesn't look comfy, but she has like one of those roller TV things, and she's like, "Well, this is gonna be the first time I'm gonna use this roller TV thing." I say. And her little dog Junebug, she's like, "Junebug, stop going upstairs and eating the cat's duty. Save some for Mama." I say. "Don't stop going upstairs and eating the cat doo-doo, please, Junebug." And then she's talking to herself. She's like, "I'm going to watch a movie. God, this thing has everything. I could watch the news." I say. "Oh, man, what do you do for fun?" "I eat ice cream with my dogs and my 4 cats." And then June's like eating like cat poop. She's like, "That's gross, Junebug. You eating the cat doo-doo. Come on." And then we cut to Dorit's backyard. I got to say, I love Dorit's backyard. It's got that nice pool and all those lawn chairs. But like, once again, I hate to be Kyle Richards about this, but I'm like, how can you afford this? What are we doing? Let's size down, right? I just still think she should move into that Buca de Beppo, like the Dorit's rooms. Like, this is all we need, is this Capri room. Jagaloo, that's your spot right there. Phoenix, you can be over there by the little Pope statue at Buca de Beppo. Anyways, so we're in Dorit's backyard, and Dorit is setting up for a little meetup with Bose, and she's talking to her dogs too. It's like, my Dorit does sound like Minnie Mouse or Mickey Mouse. "We talked about this, baby. No barking, please," because the dog's going crazy, and she's putting champagne on ice, and Bose knocks, and she's like, "Let's go get Bosey. Oh, there's my baby Bose." And she's like, "Bose, brute or rosé?" And Bose is like, "Rosé." And she's like, "Oh, yes. Oh, good choice. I'm so happy. I just was in the Hamptons last weekend, and it was Dom Perignon rosé. And I was holding it up in the sun, and I was dancing like this." And she like starts dancing. She's like, "I was dancing to the smooth beats of Kyle Cook on the 1s and 2s. And Bose is like, "I am proud of you, Dorit." That's like, God, I wish my friends would be proud of me when I just danced. Like, "Ryan, you moved your body this weekend. We are fucking proud." Like, "Oh, you would have loved it. I gave a little hip action. I was back, baby. Dorit in A Talking Dead says the Hamptons was the most fun she's had in a long time. Rachel was an impeccable host, and Kyle and her could put things aside and just have fun. And then we intercut this scene with Kyle. Kyle's like at some market, and she's like, can I get an oat milk vanilla latte? And then she goes, oh my God, it's tempting me. Oh, the brown butter cinnamon bread. Oh, I shouldn't. Oh, I should, but I have to. And the lady's like, it's really good. I know it's good. I shouldn't. Oh, but I will. And so she sits outside and Amanda Francis comes in and Amanda's like, can I do a creamy collagen latte, but like half almond oat milk and no sugar-free vanilla? I'm going to order a joyful drink and take the joy out of it. And so then Amanda and Kyle hug and Amanda's like, I'm not a morning person, Kyle. And I'm not sure that I mentioned it, but I had a facial at 7 a.m. I get 3 every month, by the way, which is a lot of facials. Kyle and I Talking Heads like, I don't know anyone who gets 3 facials. And Amanda's like, and also they're very active facials. In A Talking Head, she goes, some of them have a downtime where you don't see people for a week because you look so fucking hideous from the active facial. I just love that like half of the month, Amanda looks like the Thing. She's like, I can't see anybody. I'm a monster. I'm an animal. Anyways, Kyle's like, how was your event while I was gone? Oh, it was fine. I gave all the girls journals and I tried to have them do basic journaling. And Bose, I noticed, was just drawing a picture. And she said that she had never journaled. And Kyle's like, oh, so they didn't show the fuck up, did they? She's like, no, they didn't show up for me. And Kyle's like, well, the Hamptons it was really fun. Well, no one fought? No, we dropped it and it had fun. And, it's like, I'm sure it will turn into an argument when I get back home, but no. And then we cut back to Dorit and Bose is like, hey, I called Kyle because I was feeling FOMO about the Hamptons. And she said, I am worried about Dorit because she is buying stuff and her moods are erratic, which I feel like could also describe Kyle Richards. And Dorit's like, well, she said that a lot last year about me too. And then we have a flashback to the reunion where Kyle's like, it's just like a different Dorit. And then Bose goes, yeah, but Kyle seems more concerned now. So then we cut back to Kyle and Amanda, and Kyle's like, she's all over the place. Like, we had to get to the airport at 5 a.m. she left the house and Glam got there at 2 a.m. And Amanda's like, she had Glam at 2 to fly at 5? And she's like, yeah. And then when she got there, she didn't have a passport or real ID. And Kyle and the Talking Heads like, showing up an hour late is like ridiculous. This is all new. Like, this is an all new Dorit, but it's not an all new Dorit. How many seasons have we watched Dorit be late for things? I hate it. It's a horrible quality to have. I know a couple of people that just like always late. That's horrible. Yeah, Dorit, like fix that shit. What is it? Like, what is she like? Oh, doop-de-doop-de-doo. Oh, like, is she nervous? Like, what is the deal? And at this point, but it's not new. I'm not going to be gaslit into thinking this is new. No. Why can't Wes Wilson hook up with Dorit? Like, I would support that. Why not Amanda Batula? Anyways, okay. So Kyle's just bitching and moaning about Dorit, which is like one of Kyle's favorite pastimes. She's like, Kyle's like, I love Beverly Hills season because I get to do what I love, and that's just rip Dorit to shreds. And Kyle's like, well, she just seems scattered, Dorit. She seems scattered. We cut back to Bose, and Bose is like, she says, like, you aren't present and you show up late? And Dorit goes, late? Like, what are you talking about, Willis? And Bose is like, yeah, you're like talking to lawyer, like you might be talking to lawyers, or like I was like, maybe you have kid things going on. And Dorit's like, that is correct, Bose. I do talk to lawyers and I do have kid things going on. And Bose is like, yeah, she said these things. And I just said, hey, I'm going to go check on my friend. So Bose being a very successful housewife by being able to knock Kyle down, but also show that she's a good friend. That is smart thinking. But also, that's what Kyle could have done. Kyle kept saying, Dorit doesn't want to hear from me. Like, maybe... No, I think she does. If you actually came out as a caring person, she just doesn't trust you because you run and go tell PK everything because you're trying to like be in the good graces of Mauricio for some reason. It doesn't make sense. And Bo says, yeah, she did, I'm going to go check on my friend. And they're talking to Ed. Bo says, I don't think Dorit is erratic. I think she is overwhelmed. And that causes her to act in a certain way. I agree with Bose. And Dorit goes, I have an issue. My issue, it's with friends that are concerned about me, but they don't bring their concerns to me. Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, boop, boop. And Bose goes, Bose is like, Bose is like, sing it, sister. And it's like, we just spent 4 days together in the Hamptons, 24/7 for 4 days. And I could have been having this conversation 3,000 miles away, as opposed to you sitting down with me 24 hours a day, 24 times 4. How much is that? Dorita the Talking Dad says, again, I find myself the token moron, the token idiot to believe that Kyle and I are in a good place. She is brilliant to make me feel that when she is doing all of this behind my back. It's like one of those things where like you try to get hyped about you're like, yeah, I want to get into this storyline. I want to get hyped. I want to give a shit. How many times now have I seen Dorit and Kyle fight? I can barely work up the energy to give a shit. You guys aren't friends. I wish there could be referees where you just have somebody come in and be like, yep, I'm calling it. You're not friends. Get out of here. Hit the showers. You're not friends. No, it's you lost the chance. And by the way, I think the fault is on Kyle on this. But Kyle doesn't give a rip. And that's why I think Kyle needs to take a break from Beverly Hills. But then Dorit goes in on Kyle, and Kyle's like, well, Kyle changed. She was working out obsessively and emulating her new friends, and she started getting tattoos all over the place. Remember that when Kyle was like working out and she was like Linda Hamilton in the Terminator 2? And remember they flash back to Marie, like Kyle's like, yeah, I got this tattoo over here. And I don't know, nobody can see him. And Maurice's like, well, I hope I get to see him, Love Bean. Come on, let me see the tattoos. No, they're only for my special friends. Remember that tattoo scene with Morgan Wade? Give me a K for cow. Sorry. Oh, you guys. Oh, anyways, Dorit says, something was going on with her husband and he's nowhere on her IG. And I wasn't saying, oh my God, look at her. I'm really worried. She's all pumped up like Arnold Schwarzenegger. She's got tattoos like a hair metal band. And she says, I feel if Kyle, was a little more present and a little more time looking inward, figuring out what, what her actual needs are, she could show up as a friend for me, and then we could turn a corner. And Dorit makes a point, like, maybe Kyle has done the inner work, but that's like my theory is Kyle just doesn't care for Dorit. It's like you do the work for the friends you care about. You do show up. You do, it's like maybe Kyle has done that inner work for the other people in her life, just not for Dorit. Dorit in the Talking Head says, Kyle knows what's on the line. She warned me to be careful because PK might retaliate, and she thinks this is the best course of action to give him something to use against me. Oh, yeah, she was shopping all over the place. Oh, of course, Dorit shopping, of course. And I bet she thinks Boy George is going to pay for all of it. No more. I look like a giant stuffed baked potato on PK. Bo says, well, if there was trust between the two of you, she wouldn't need me to find out for her. Ding, ding, ding. Bo's is right. Dorit's like, do you think she's really worried? And Bo says, well, yeah, I think she is worried. I've been doing a lot. This is a great transition. She's like, yeah, I think she is worried. By the way, I've been doing a lot of thinking about hot girl summer, and I'm excited to take another trip. And I think Italy is the place to be. They always, it's such a great Housewives trope where they have to like bring up the trip, like the cast trip of like, yes, PK is going to retaliate you. You know where he probably can't get you? Italy. That's a great place to go. We should take a cast trip there. So it's like she jams that in here. And Dorit's like, Italy is like home to me. I'm a child of the world. And we flash back to one day earlier where Bose is FaceTiming the cast and saying, I thought perhaps we should take a little trip to Italy. And Erica's like, I'll meet you in LAX. Yeah. And Amanda's like, I love that you thought of me. This is going to be good. And remember Natalie, this Natalie girl just like popping up randomly now, but she doesn't really say a lot. And Natalie's just like, La Dolce Vita. And Son's like, I'll go anywhere with you, Bose. I'll go anywhere. And Bose is like, my friend owns a villa on hundreds of acres. And Dorit's like, did you know? I spent a decade in Italy. And Bose is like, I didn't know that. And she goes, Montebello, mozzarella, peppercini, pepperoni, agora. And then they're like, agora, cheers, agora. She's saying a bunch of Italian things that I don't know. So I'm just like, a pepperoni, a mozzarella, cheddar cheese. And then we cut to Rachel Zoe's place, and she's with her two kids, Skylar, 14, and Caius, 11. And she's like, guys, can we have like a serious talk? And the kids are like, did somebody die, Mom? Did like something crazy happen? No, while you were at camp, it came out, which I didn't know it was going to come out. I sent something called a petition, which is basically filing for divorce. And I didn't realize it would become public. So I want you to hear it from me and not your friends that pay attention to page 6. We are moving forward with the divorce. I die. And the kid's like, oh man, that's crazy. It went viral, but like, we didn't see it. And Caius is like, you're not in love with him anymore, Mom? Yeah, I'm not in love with him anymore. And I love it. It's like the sad piano music is playing in the background, like ding, 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 ding. And Rachel's like, yeah, I feel different. Yeah. In a talking head, she goes, I really believed that kids are better off having two parents loving them, separate, than two that fight all day, miserable together. It's important that we have an important forum always to talk with each other, kids. I would assume you don't think we are getting back together. I don't know if you had held on to that. And Gaius is like, yeah, I kind of assumed that, Mom. And she's like, well, is it better than before that we're not together? And the one kid's like, yeah, it's like same, but different. And then the other kid's like, yeah, he wasn't here a lot anyways, but now there's like no trace of him. And Rachel's like, yeah, he had a big presence. The energy is definitely different. And then the one son's like, yeah, it feels more peaceful. Rachel in a talking head's like, sadly, Gaius was mad at me for letting me be treated like that by him. And like, I realized it's an important example on how they are taught to treat people by what I do. And she's totally right, like she's totally dead on there. But I can only imagine Roger, her ex, going like, what the fuck? Anyway, she's like, oh my God, do you guys want to talk about what happened before you went to camp? And we find out that Roger's new girl appeared like right before they went to camp, like he was driving them and she just appeared. And Gaius is like, yeah, basically Dad drove us there and was like, all of a sudden, like, this is my friend. And she said hi and I said hi and I looked away. I didn't really care though, right? And Rachel's like, okay, honest. I love it. Rachel and I talking now goes, I've spoken to the kids. They don't want to know her and like be around her. And she's like, have you spoken to your dad since? And they're like, no, but he texted us. And Rachel's like, if I was dating a guy and they said, Mom, I don't want him to be around, I would be like, guess what? You won't be around. Anyway, she goes, anyways, I'm going away again, so you've got to stay with your dad. And you have every right to not be there if she's there. In fact, I'm going to give each one of you a pistol. No. But anyways, the one son goes, totally, bro. And it's like, don't call your mom bro. So we end that scene, but that's like dark. But you know what? I have to imagine that she already had that conversation with him, like them before the cameras. Like, hey guys, we're going to have this conversation that I already did with you guys, but you're going to reenact it so mommy can afford for you to buy mommy more Hermes bracelets. Okay? You die? Great. Okay. So we're out of that scene and we cut to Amanda Francis and she's with Tyler, her wedding planner. And they're in one of her cars And Amanda's like, do you want a massage on your ass? This car is the least fancy car of the fleet of cars I own, but it's like my favorite. It's like my mom car. And Tyler's like, I'm so excited to kick off the planning process for your wedding. Amanda, the talking head, goes, Eddie and I are getting married on 10/10/26, and we are taking over the town of Santa Ynez and Los Olivos. And she's like, I want there to be moments where it feels like a vineyard, like 200 people. I've bought out every hotel in the area, and there's so much to do for our guests. And she's like, they parallel park. And he's like, if you can parallel park, you can do everything. And she goes, I have 4 children. I make millions, so much more than my husband, and I can park cars. Don't underestimate me. And they're at some, what is this? The Theoni collection, some store I'll never set foot in. And it's like one of those stores where they offer champagne. You know, if somebody offers you champagne, you better have money. If you go into a store and they offer you champagne and you don't have money, run with the champagne glass. Cause it's like, yeah, if I go into Old Navy, nobody I can barely get a Diet Coke in there. Like they're not present like, Ryan, it's very good to see you again. We have affordable fall fashions. Would you like a spot of tea? No, not at all. Anyways, the Tyler's like, I'm just trying to see what lights you up. Like, let's get a vibe check. There's many events. It's going to be all different vibes. And, it's like we're scouting our after party location. There's going to be 4 parties. And so they go around the store and she's like, oh my God, rustic chairs. Okay. That's really easy. Linens. Okay. We could go more natural. I don't want glitter. Oh, wouldn't it be crazy if we had blue china with rusticy chairs? Like I am very decisive, Tyler. And Tyler's like, what if we put on the blue china, beautiful menus on each platter, beautiful Cheesecake Factory menus on each platter, right? And she's like, yeah, this is going to be a Russian, Christian, Jewish wedding. It's and they talked about how initially she wanted to spend $300,000, but it's going to go way over. And she says she doesn't have a budget. She's like, I used to have an amount, but that was a lie. I'm going to definitely go over that. And she once again points out, she's like, Eddie's like, whatever, but I make more in a month than he makes in a year. He's so poor. He's such a poor guy. I make so much more than my dumb, poor husband, my pauper husband, Eddie. It's so silly how poor he is. It's like, that's cute what you make in a year. I just farted that. I literally just farted that much money. Eddie's so precious. But she's like, I told him that some things I'm just happy to pay for, and I'm going to pay for them, and no one will stop me from that. But she says it in this baby voice, but it's a threat. It's no one, if you said it in a deeper voice, you'd be scared. You're no one will stop me. No one will ever stop me from that. I think aesthetically, Eddie is going to trust me. He has said this about it's I'm paying for it, but there's things that we both want and that we both want each other to have. And it's there are certain Christian things because I'm from a Christian background that I want. And there's some Jew things because he's a Jew. And from there, when I first met Eddie, we had a similar feeling about God, which I wanted a follow-up question. Well, what's the feel? What is it's a warm feeling. It's a bubble bath feeling. What is the similar feeling about God? But then we find out Eddie's request is he wants to ride in on a horse. I'm like, oh, a horse girl. Nice. Okay. And he's like, shoot, we're going to have the horror glass. We're going to have a praise chorus, a gossip choir. It's going to be fully interfaith. We're going to have Scientologists, we're Buddhists, everything. And then Tyler's like, tell me about this horse. And she's like, yeah, Eddie was like, there's a vineyard and there's a barn, and he wants the back of the barn to just open, and he'll be there on a horse, and then he'll lead everybody to the ceremony on his horse. I mean, it could be worse. He's like, and he wants to dress as a Civil War reenactor. He loves the Civil War, and he wants everybody to dress as the North and the South, depending on which side of which part, are you here for me or are you here for Eddie? But then she tells this idea of like, he doesn't love the idea of me being on a helicopter and having rose petals fall down. She goes, I thought it was a fun idea in the moment, like a helicopter landing, and then the bride is on the helicopter, and everybody be wondering, like, who's on the helicopter? And it'd be me, the bride. And it's like, I thought it would be like my boss lady moment, and I'd have a sign up that says, I make more than Eddie does. I make more than Eddie does in a month. No, in a year, I make what he does in a month, what he does in a year. We'd have like signs or like a skywriter saying how poor Eddie is. I like that the helicopter thing because I like that Amanda thinks of her wedding as like a Tom Cruise action sequence in Mission Impossible, where like every movie he's like, what? How can I further try to die on the set of a movie? Like, how far up in the air do I have to go? Anyways, we cut to plain Jane, Erica Jane. Erica Jane's all dressed down, which I kind of love. Like, I hope she keeps dressing down. Like, have you noticed that the style has gone? Like, by the way, I actually like her more when the style is down. She's just wearing like some simple blue jeans and a white t-shirt. Best she's ever looked, in my humble opinion. And Erica's just talking to herself in the store. She's shoplifting and she's like, we're going to Italy this fall. I need to get some looks. And then Kyle walks in and they do the whole, you look good. Oh, you look good. I was just looking around for some cute things. And Kyle's like, I need some new stuff for Italy. The last time I was in Italy was with Lisa Vanderpump, and Mauricio got a Ferrari, and I was driving around with her, and that was the fun side of Lisa. And we see, remember that? When Lisa and they were driving around that Ferrari, and Lisa's like, the faster, take the turns, behave, Nicolene. And then Erica goes, and then life got complicated, I guess. And then we got that flashback of Kit and Todd where he's like, goodbye, Kyle. Goodbye, Kyle. And Kyle's like, so have you talked to Dorit since we've been back? Yeah, and Erica's like, are you fucking kidding me? I don't talk to you losers on my off time. But she says she hasn't. And Kyle's like, well, I'm worried about Dorit's life. I was worried about my life as well, but I don't have the same financial circumstances as Dorit. Because Dorit's poor, like Amanda's husband, Eddie. And Erica's like, well, that's got to be stressful. And Kyle's like, yeah, another level of stress. It's terrible. And Kyle in the talking head goes, Dorit doesn't want to hear what I have to say, even if it's good advice, which I don't believe. I just don't think Kyle ever approaches it in the right way. And we flash back to Dorit telling Kyle to shut up. Like, shut up, Kyle. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, Kyle. From earlier in the season, Kyle in a talking head says, I would rather talk to the people that Dorit is actually listening to, and they can get to her, because what I have been doing isn't working. So it's kind of like a, what's that movie, though it's the play? Cyrano de Bergerac. It's like Cyrano de Bergerac, where Kyle is feeding lines to like Bose, but it's actually Kyle thinking those. But Erica's just encouraging Kyle to buy things. She's like, buy it, yeah. I like when Erica tries to get Kyle to spend her money. Like, I want you to be as poor as me one day, yeah. But Kyle says, I was worried when Dorit was shopping. Like, she told me that, like, she has to pay half of everything. And Erica's like, what do you mean, half of what? And Kyle's like, unclear, because she was talking so much, I couldn't get a damn answer. And then we have a flashback of Dorit in the Hamptons going, oh, that fat, bloated piece of alcoholic shit PK was paying the lion's share of our family's outgoing. And then all of a sudden, one day, our family office called and says, he isn't paying for that anymore. Boy George has stopped working. And Erica goes, as someone who has been in all this shit for like a decade almost now, cut a deal and move on, find something else to do. And Kyle's like, maybe we could have that conversation with Dorit, like about, as a group and just to see how she's doing and where she's at mentally. Kyle, you pussy, dude. Just have why does Erica have to be in on this? Like, I was like, look, you don't want to wind up like Erica, okay, Dorit? That's why I brought her here. She's your scared straight moment right there. Don't become like me, Dorit, please. You'll be trying to DJ Dorit eventually. You don't want that. I'll make a job. But Erica is just saying, yeah, I'm happy to do that with you. I'm happy to, whatever keeps me getting a paycheck, right? And she points out that, listen, she had her times when she was, dealing with her shit and drinking alcohol and mixing it with antidepressants. And we have a flashback of all those Erica Jane moments where she's like, what about the facts, dumb fuck? Remember when she's like freaking out? And Kyle's like, and then Kyle's like buying things. And Kyle's like, should I have Mo pay? And she's pulling out all these credit cards. And Eric's like, yeah, make him pay for everything. It's going to make him happier, huh? Buy me stuff too, yeah. So we get out of that scene and we're over at Sutton's house. And now we have like a round robin of packing. And Sutton's dog Ozzy is trying to get in the luggage. I'm going to pack all the cat doo-doo in here so you dogs can't eat it. And then we go over to Amanda's and her son Liam is like, you have too many clothes, Mom. And she's like, I manifested it. And then we cut over to Erica's and Erica's talking to her assistant Leia. Leia, right? Like we've seen Leia for years. Like all joking aside, Leia's like, does Leia have another job? Is Erica her sole job? I was just wondering, how much money can Erica be taking in and, giving out and all of this stuff? But Erica is going to go to, I think, Spain or go into Italy too, I guess. Anyways, then we cut to Dorit, and Dorit's, packing, and she's just saying Italian words. She's like, oh, la muda, pugo, casta, pepperoni, ah. And she's just talking to herself. And then we cut over to Rachel, and Rachel's least favorite thing is to pack. But she's like, I'm picturing a caftan moment. In the handful of scenes we've seen her packing, she always wants a caftan moment. There's it's always a caftan moment with Rachel Zoe, but she's like, oh, it's going to be, we're going to pack my Pucci, my favorite Dolce, and the Italian fashion I die for, the Armani, the Versace, the Missoni family, the Dolce. I could go on for days. So she's like, I'm picturing caftans and sequins. And then we're back at that PSLAX, which is that special service where they drive you on the tarmac and you get on the plane. And all the ladies are meeting there. And Sutton's like, I can't believe I'm first. And Bose walks in and there's caviar set up. And Bose is like, our villa awaits. And Sutton's like, I'm going to tell you something. I can room with Amanda Francis. I want to room. And Bose is like, why would you do that? And Sutton in a talking head goes, I decided because I feel like I need to give Amanda Francis a second chance. And, Bose, I was thinking about it. She's probably neat. And I'm a neat freak myself. And in the talking head, she says, this trip, I want to help her be understood. And I want to tell her more about myself and herself. And I want to feel good doing that. So Sutton Brown is very different than Sutton Strack. She's caring. She wants everybody to be included. And then Kyle comes in. And Amanda Francis comes in, and Bose in the talking head says, I've decided we're going to travel in 3 separate groups. So this group is Kyle, Sutton, Amanda, and Natalie. And then in a few hours, Erica and Dorit and Rachel will go. And then the third group is Kathy and Jennifer. Which group are you picking? I think I'm a Kathy Jennifer man myself. I think that would be the funniest. The funniest ride to go on, but there's 3 groups. She made a strategic decision to separate Dorit from Kyle and Amanda and let her come on her own. So then Erica gets there and so Erica then gets here first for her group and then Rachel Zoe, and Dorit's still not there. And they're like, oh my God, where is Dorit? The bag cutoff is in 30 minutes. And Rachel's like, I bet she hasn't even left home. And Rachel in a talking head is like, it's not me being pissed off. It's she can't miss this plane. It's not waiting for her. It's not private. It's going with or without her. And Erica's like, I have anxiety for her, but it's wearing off, huh? Because I'm eating free caviar, yeah. And then we see group 3, Kathy and Jennifer. And Jennifer's like, traveling with Kathy is like herding kittens. And it has all of these moving pieces. She needs a pillow and a sandbag. And it's not the relaxing start to the trip that I am looking for. And Kathy's like, I feel like I'm missing something. Where's Kyle? Oh, I thought you were Kyle. I'm missing something. And then Dorit finally walks in on the first group. And Eric's like, we were cussing you out, girl. And Dorit gives Rachel Zoe just a bear hug. Oh, my baby. And then we cut to all of a sudden we're in Florence, Italy. But we see like the first group landed, but Jennifer Tilly sent a video. She's like, I'm in a layover in Switzerland, and guess what? They have cheese fondue. And we see like just a big vat of cheese. That's my dream, really, to eat cheese fondue with Jennifer Tilly. Are you kidding me? Ryan, I want you to eat all of the cheese fondue. You guys, I think Rebecca was on the show. One of the first times she was on the show a couple months ago. And we had gone to the mall. Well, I don't know why we were at the mall for something. And I took her out to like a nice French restaurant. I mean, it was semi-nice, but it was at the Grove. And we got the fondue. And you guys, that fondue is amazing. And I was just like, I was eating it. And then we were driving home and it was like traffic on a Friday night. I thought I was going to shit myself. I had overindulged in the cheese fondue. So as you go into this weekend, if you have any cheese fondue, just limit it. You could have a little, just don't have a lot, like me. Sorry, I told that story. Anyways, you see the rolling hills, the beautiful. After I speak about crapping myself, I want to take you to Italy, where the beautiful rolling hills. You can see it. It's beautiful. We're at this place called Villa Joey Tribbiani. No, it's Villa Bibbiani, and it's 9 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms, like 10,000 square feet. And Bose is like, oh, look at these statues, and there's like 4 men waiting at the entrance, and son's like, ooh, these men are hot. Ooh, look at the man with the glasses. And the guy's like, buongiorno, here's Stefano. Are you ready to enjoy the Italian dolce vita lifestyle? Come on inside. Frescobaldi, he wanted to paint in the Venice style. And we see all these frescoes and this beautiful painting. And it's owned by her friend George. And the villa was like built in the 1700s. You see there's like a little chapel in there. There's like a stage. And Kyle's like, I have to say, this may be surpassing our trip to Provence from 2018. And they go to a dining room. And there's like finger sandwiches and wine, and we see the sitting rooms, and then they're like going to go be taken up to their rooms. Bose gets the main room. Like, she has the really nice room, but she also says she's going to get a massage. And then Natalie's there, that girl that's like just kind of is there. But Natalie was in an earlier scene. Remember where she said she got finger banged by like a masseuse? And Bose says she's getting a massage. And they're like, are you going to get like a Natalie massage? And Natalie just like, but she's just kind of a mute. And Stefano is like, are you excited to see where your suites are? Let's just see the suite. Bose, you have the master suite. You've got the living room and the bedroom and the bathroom. The bathroom's huge, you guys. It's everywhere. And, her stylist came before her, and so all of her jewelry is laid out, all of her clothing is laid out. Like that, I mean, imagine that. Could you imagine being rich enough to send your stylist ahead? Like, I just don't know if I would ever feel comfortable paying for that, but at the same time, when you think about it, if you have that kind of money, I mean, how easy traveling would be if you just send somebody ahead, just lay out your shit. Because like the last person I knew that did that was Diana Jenkins. Remember Diana Jenkins from like a bunch of seasons ago? I am Diana Jenkins. So you see. Kind of sounds like my Dorit, actually. But Diana Jenkins was a kook. And remember her young boyfriend who was the singer? Anyways, Kyle goes, Bose is bougie. But anyways, they look out of the windows and they say you can see half of Tuscany from this view. And Kyle's room is really nice. It's the second best. And then Amanda and Sutton, they have like these tiny twin beds. And Sutton's like, well, this is what I get for being nice and rooming with stupid Amanda Francis. And Kyle's like, no good deed goes unpunished. Ha! And she laughs like an evil. Ha! Sutton's got a tiny bed. Ha! Anyways, Sutton then is with Amanda. And they're just talking, and Sutton's like, well, I wanted to talk to you. I'm guessing you might be surprised. I'm rooming with you, but I asked Bose for us to room together. I say. And Amanda's like, in a talking head, she goes, literally, I have conflicting opinions rooming with Sutton. Like, Sedona was rocky, and the manifestation lunch didn't go well. So I don't know what to do with this, so we'll see. And Sutton's like, the last time I was at your house, I was quite strong. Because that was when she was like, you got to take accountability. You made Dorit and Kyle fight. Amanda, I think you're a bit wishy-washy, and that's why I was forthcoming with you at your house. And Amanda says, well, I still think had Dorit and I stepped away, it would have been easy. With context, it's not something like I'm going around like worrying about. Like, it's like, I hope her and I can talk. And Sutton's like, I do too. I do too. And Amanda goes, I do need to say to her, I don't mean her any harm. I don't want to hurt her in any way. Like, I haven't said to anyone. It is an informed opinion that I have. It's not like a random opinion that I have. It's like you don't have background. It's when I was getting my master's in counseling, my emphasis was in childhood development and play therapy with children and their parents. Many of them come from divorced homes, so I can think of a lot of situations where parents talk bad about each other or hurt the family, and I don't know that she cares that I have an informed opinion. So she's saying, I work with a bunch of kooky divorce families. I got a master's in counseling and childhood development and play therapy, and maybe that's why she talks with a baby voice a lot of the times. But she's saying this isn't just some wishy-washy, stupid opinion. This is an informed master's degree opinion. She's got boots on the ground. She's done the field work, and Sutton just keeps going, right, yep, right. Yep. Well, I don't know. Also, I got to tell you, I was new to this group once, and I felt picked apart a little bit. And when I started thinking about it, I started using my noggin, and I don't want Amanda feeling alone because I, Sutton Brown, can empathize. How do you say that? Empathize. Yeah. I like that Amanda keeps saying these monologues, and Sutton's like, well, yeah, but back to me. I want you to know I did a good deed. I did a good deed by rooming with you, Amanda Francis. But Amanda goes, the thing is, I'm not mad at Dorit. And Sutton's like, well, I'm going to give you advice because you didn't ask for it. And Dorit can be hard to get to get your point across to her. It's like what happened to me personally. I was holding back, and then I just kind of blew up on Dorit. And we flash back to all the times that Sutton's like, you're angry at your life. Come on. I lost my mind, Amanda Francis. And Amanda goes, well, I think if she wanted to get to know me and resolve, there would be space for me to speak. And Sutton's like, well, I would personally, for my dealings, I would make sure you do that because you might lose your brain, Amanda Francis. And Amanda goes, if I don't tell her I'm not holding back, I haven't seen her in a while. Sutton and Talking Head goes, Amanda needs to find her voice and not use the one from when you're 5 years old. Come on, you're a big old businesswoman. You need to be strong and upfront and truthful. You got to put your big girl panties on. You got to do that with Dorit. Otherwise, she's going to rip your head off. She's going to chop it into little pieces. She's going to serve it all up for us to enjoy. She really, that's not me making up that line. She really did say, I was like, wait, Dorit's a serial killer? Like, she's going to rip your butthole out. She's going to make a soup out. She's going to make butthole soup. That's what Dorit's going to do if you don't use your big girl voice. She's going to rip off all your fingernails and she's going to wear them. She's going to sell them to Shep Rose as necklaces. She's going to have fingernail necklaces that Shep gives out to all his girlfriends, I'll say. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, Dorit, like, is long-winded, but, like, you make her sound like a maniac. And that's where the episode ends. And then it's like next time on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and we see Jennifer Tilly, like, trapped in an elevator. And then at the dinner, Amanda says, if you search Amanda Colt, it doesn't come up. And Bose goes, it sure does. And Amanda's like, you want to talk about the cult right now? So so we're getting back to Amanda's religious cult. And then Kyle and Sutton goes, are you pissed off? Just say it, Amanda. And Amanda goes, I didn't feel pissed off. I felt annoyed. And then we see Rachel, Zoe to Dorit going, don't you dare bring her around them without my consent. The only thing I'm actually thinking is about how I can get home. And at first, when I first thought, I was like, oh, she's mad at Dorit. But then I realized she's talking about the girl that her kid, they set up that scene before. So obviously Roger, her ex, has brought the girl around the kids. And so Rachel is fuming in her caftans. And that's it, folks. That is it. Guys, what a great weekend we have. Southern Charm is coming up, so stay tuned for that. And Harry Styles' new album came out. I can't wait to listen to that. And also, if you did watch Ladies of London, the 2-episode premiere was on Thursday night. Wednesday's episode had Margot Stilley, one of the main cast members. Go back and listen to that interview if you didn't already, because it was really fun, and I really, really believe in that show. And that's it, you guys. It's Friday. It's Friday, baby. You made it. Eat something good, drink something great, tell people you love them. them. Send out a bunch of positive energy for all the people in the world. Peace, peace, peace. Dance like no one's watching. Don't eat cheese fondue. Eat a little bit, but not a lot. And we'll see you bright and early on Monday for the Pop Culture Roundup. But like I said, we're going to release over the weekend too. So just make sure you're subscribed. Okay, you guys, let's pray Wes Wilson and Amanda Batula aren't hooking up right now. I'll talk to you on Saturday. Bye.